Hello, my name is Anna and I am user acquisition in TapNation company. In TapNation, we have a large variety of the games, about 28 hit games, 800 million installs, 40 million monthly active users, and such variety allows us to play around with the different types and ways of ad monetization. Yeah, a lot of our games are monetized by ad monetization. And today I'd like to talk about ad monetization. As you can see from the slides, which types do we have now in the market available, and which new types we can consider as an alternatives. Let's go through what exact formats we do have now in the market. There are different ways to classify them, different variation of classification, but let me bring them together into three categories: interstitials, rewarded ads, and banners. They are differentiated by revenue they generate, effect on the game metrics, and some other things. From the monetization, we want to maximize our revenue and we want to balance and find perfect balance between ad pressure and in-game metrics. We want to make our players stay longer and watch more ads. We don't want to him be annoyed from one side, but from the other side we want him or her generate more revenue by watching ads, while we can just make him watch 100 ads at the time. So we are searching for the balance. These types are well known in the market. They've been for a long time. They have that pipeline with SDK, well-known one pipeline with networks, existing networks, and so on. Let me start from interstitial ads. Interstitial ads I can consider as the most commonly used one. It can be video or video plus end cards or solo playables. So this is something that lasts, that interrupts our player flow, that can be in some kind annoying and intrusive, but this is one of the biggest generator of the revenue in the game. Of course, here we should balance between how much ads we should add. Will it interrupt during the playing? When it sounds annoying in some case, but for us it would be a great generator of extra revenue. And if it is not such intrusive, we can make it stay, or very classical one, interstitial ads between levels. The second one is quite familiar with the previous one because it has the same formats. It's again with video, playables, video plus playable, or interactive end card, but this one is rewarded. That means that it is more engaging. It is ad that our user decides to play because he would get some valuable coin from the game. We can assume, we can be sure that our user 100% will see our ad till the end. It is more expensive, and for us, as for the monet site, it is more profitable and desirable one. Talking about game mechanic and game design, we should pay attention to how to make value into that coins into that valuable thing that we provide to the user to make him watch this ad. It has, as you can see from the slide, CPM here is higher than the previous one, and this one of the most expensive ads for us. Banner can look not that grand than previous one, but it allows us to add additional revenue. It still increases our ROAS, and it is it accompany player through all the session. Usually it is located in the bottom of the screen, and I suppose that every game can find bottom of the screen to implement that banner and to increase revenue from the game and make one title even more profitable. These were opportunities that are already in the market, that exist. We are constantly working on improving them, on balancing revenue costs, make this revenue bigger and so on, balancing that intrusiveness of the ads, ad pressure, and session length, retention, and so on. But what are the other ways to increase other revenue? What can bring even more additional stream of revenue without even disturbing the user's progression inside the game? Let's look into it. First of, let me move the video here. First of them is in-game ads. You can ask me why it is called in-game ads while all of them are inside the game. We're talking here about mobile advertisement, mobile game advertisement. But this is about something another quality of this ad. Let me start from an example. Imagine that you are going to a hockey game. You enter the stadium, you see your face to ads all around you. They are on the borders, on that thing that's in the top of the roof with the televisions, and of course with the ads. And then consider your game as a virtual universe when you can create the same objects. Imagine that you're creating a game, developing a game about hockey. You can place there the same objects, and you can implement it in the same places, and you can even work with the same brands. For example, you see McDonald's ads in the hockey game. I'm not sure that there are a lot of McDonald's ads, but nevertheless, let it be McDonald's. And you can go to McDonald's, create partnership with them, and place their ad inside your game. So your game will be as a new media for them, as the same banner place as a hockey game, with an exact understandable number of impressions that this brand would get. That makes this format more native than previous ones, for example, because it doesn't interact user. It makes it more interesting. And it makes it more interesting. This ad can be clickable or not, but what we see now, these ads are mostly for brand advertisement. They are mostly for recognition, aims, and goals. A number of ads that are clickable is less than non-clickable for now, but we will see how it would improve. And what's interesting here is that there are a lot of brands that are now out of game industry, well-known big brands from FMCG industry and from fast food and so on. There are already third-party partners that provide all the service that makes it easy to implement. They already own SDK. It is easy to integrate in Unity. in Unity engine. You just drag and drop some objects into your location, into your playing scene. You connect it as usual ads, just choosing your options, connect it with your ad networks, and it works. Also, it is more easy to customize. You can create bigger placements or smaller placements. You can even make notes, place there not only one placement of the ads, but two of them. You will see it further with examples. Yeah, you can play. Let me continue not only with the sizes, but also with rotation of the scene, because it mostly work great with three-dimensional games. Maybe a location on the screen when it will appear, time, how much time it would be in the screen, and such a variety of things, much more options. It is already showing good results in one of the most demanding market, one of the most demanding country in United States, and there are already brands that are willing to invest their budgets into the games as the placement of their brand ads. Let's go through some examples from our games. This is the game, in-game ads, yeah, the title, the same. Cornhole League. The aim of this game is to take a pillow and throw it into the target, competing with your opponent. You can see there and recognize two banners, one of the left and one of the middle. On the left is the brand ad of another our game, Guess the Answer, and in the middle there is a placement. There is an ad of energetic drink, yeah, an energetic drink. That is mostly considered that is not from a gaming industry. Let's see the results of this ad. You can see that revenue increased by 3%, and there is also an increase of ARPDAU here. There are several more examples here. Again, Guess the Answer. We saw an ad on the previous slide of it. From this slide, you can see examples of how it can be implemented. You can see different sizes here and locations, from elongated and narrow strip in Guess the Answer in the left to the such a large signs here. That's you see it very clear here. And what's interesting that you still can place here usual banners and multiple your revenue from the title. Second one is more, I could say, exotic and younger format. It is appearing only this year maybe, so this is very young and developing thing. Again, it is easy to implement. There are already partners that work with this format with their own SDK, and they have that simple drag and drop system. You just put it on the scene and it doesn't allow some extra developers effort. How does it look exactly? Because we don't have video, unfortunately, in this presentation, or maybe fortunately, we don't want to interrupt you with some extra ads, some another ads. Sorry. Imagine that you are playing the game, and in some point you will see a message with words, in 5 seconds you'll listen to commercial. For example, you listen an ad. You continue to play, then you hear this audio and you are still playing. It doesn't interrupt you. You listen to commercials and playing while we get from it some extra revenue. It can be talking about some details of implementing it. It could be something like interstitial when it appears without asking, or rewarded one when you get a coin from this, some value, something valuable in the game. But for now, mostly we work with interstitial. It is for now more common, but you can play around with it. Of course, as a developers, or you should ask developer to motivate to turn on the sound. As for us, we have a message in the game that says, please turn on music, turn on sound. But you can also think about how to motivate from the game mechanics. Maybe you can bring something also valuable with the sound, but please be careful if the sound is a part of mechanic, it will not work with this tool of ads. So it is not something that could be implemented everywhere. Let's go to some examples. There is the same title on the back. This is here, audio ads. Sneaky art. This is one of the game from our portfolio where you should paint sneakers. This game that is a kind of meditative one. It isn't. There is no attention or reaction needed here. You just pick a spot, choose a color, and move the brush from left to right. Here you can see a logo of the ad. So you just keep playing, and this ad doesn't interfere with you. It doesn't intrusive. And what's an interesting fact that is could be good to know, it increased revenue in this case, but didn't change any other game stats. So we just add this new tool and got more revenue from it, increased our ROAS. Let's go through other examples to see where it can be located. Also to notice that you can work with well-known big brands out of game industry. It can be placed in different compositions. Just find a place to small square. And what's interesting here is that you can implement it even to easily, I hope, to two-dimensional games, 2D games. We talked about in-game ads on previous slides, and it works better with 3D games. But when you think about audio ads, it can be more easier integrate with 2D games. So if in your portfolio there are more of it, pay attention to this opportunity. Third opportunity is more about formats of partnership rather than just formats. Let's go through it. If we talk about classical variants that go in the first part of the presentation, you usually work with existing formats of ads, existing videos, they have similar sizes, and you work with a lot of partners, different of them. But if we talk about direct deals, you mostly draw up a contract with exact big partners that and you provide them a certain number of impressions that they ask for, for a certain price. There is an obvious advantage of direct sales. You don't pay or pay less to third-party partners, and you take this percentage to yourself, and that's how you increase your revenue and your growth from the game. Let's see 3 different types of organization this partnership. First of them, you create a very custom detailed integration for a brand. You already have this connection with someone, and you discuss how to set up it. You think about which geos you can provide or which geos they ask for. You discuss placements, sizes, and you can think about even more opportunities, even more parameters that you can provide. Mostly these are in-game ads. But if you don't mind working with some formats that are already in the market, the same that videos, interstitials, and other ones, you can think about going through a mediation with that direct sold. There is already a tool, for example, in Max Mediation, where you choose your parameters and you provide this number of impressions to the partner. Or you can connect your partner, big FMCG brand or soda brand, with the exact network, and this network would show ad exactly for this brand. The good thing is you will easily maintain your fill rate, and again, the good thing here is that at least you avoid some extra fees because you have that direct deal with the company. Thank you very much for watching. This was my first presentation. Hope you liked it. I'd like to have a little summary of it. I can say that you can mix old formats and new ones. So you already have some working good setup of advertisement, and you just pick that option from the list that you'd like and incorporate and integrate it into your game. So you can go through existing games that you have, really working good projects, and see what you can add there, what you can try here. Thank you very much. That was Anna.